And welcome again to another exciting edition of the Chris Brecht State Farm Insurance Coaches Show here on 1360 WOW. Again with us is Coach Rocco Dobran. Good to be with you.
Glad to be back here.
Amen to that. And, we're just kind of looking over where we're at now. The season is still very, very young, and you've played 4 really, really good football teams so far.
Absolutely. It's been kind of a tough start here, and our record isn't where I want it to be, but at the same time, it is what it is. I really feel like the kids are playing hard, and they're really not playing too bad. We don't have a whole lot of turnovers, and I'm kind of proud of where they're at. They're losing to some really good teams, and we do have a couple seniors that are really good, but we have 5 sophomores starting, so that's kind of where you're at when you have 5 sophomores starting. But those kids are growing up quick because of the tough matchups, So hopefully that pays off the second half of the season here.
Right. That was, I imagine it was kind of a treat, it was for us anyway, to be at Mercyhurst University last weekend. That's a very nice facility.
Absolutely. You're playing at a college setting. The kids got to see a college setting a little bit, and and they had nice turf, so it was definitely a good atmosphere.
Yeah, very nice. That was a very good football team. We all knew that going into it. Of course, we were being analysts on it. We were trying to tear everything we could have apart as we're going into it to look at all the different scenarios that could possibly happen, being the fact that we played some other very, very good football teams and they hadn't at that point. But how good do you think that prep team is as far as going for Region 4?
They're really good. They're really good. They're going to be hard to beat this year. I don't know how the PA teams outside of the district match up, but I think through Region 4, I think they're going to, they should win every game in Region 4, although you never know, anything could happen, turnovers, bad games, and that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I think they have the talent to do that. I don't think there's any other team with multiple kids that have Division I looks and that kind of thing. So they have some really good players, and they're coached well. So I think they're going to go a decent way in the PA playoffs.
And they won't be really challenged, I don't think, until they play Fairview on October 6th, I believe it is.
Right, absolutely. I kind of agree with you, and like I said, anything could happen, but for the most part, that's the way it looks for sure.
Yeah, and then Harbor Creek, of course, is a week after that, so that'll be a 1-2 punch. That'll be a defining thing for them in their season.
Absolutely.
Looking ahead, we're coming into Titusville this week. We're going to travel down there together to play the Rockets. They, too, have played some very, very good football teams this year.
Yeah, they're in a similar situation. They lost a lot of kids last year, and they've had a tough go these first couple of weeks. But we had a great game with them last year, and we tied for the region champions, and so they're going to be looking to get back on track as we're looking to get back on track, and they're probably going to come out with a little revenge. Losing by 1 point last year is probably a little, they're probably still feeling that loss, so they're going to come out ready to play, and it's at their home place, so we got to travel an hour and a half, so they're going to use that to their advantage.
Yeah, we were talking earlier too before we started on the show here, but they've only got 5 seniors on their team. I don't even know how many of them even start, but an awful lot of young players. And a couple of guys that seem to do an awful lot for the team. One of them is Parker Jarvi. He's a junior, 6 foot 205, listed as a wide receiver, I think it is, but he runs the ball, he catches the ball, does all the punting, all the kicking. Pretty talented guy like that. So this could really be it seemed like a kind of a defining game.
Absolutely.
For the season here.
Absolutely, and it's going to tell a lot to both teams, like kind of where we fit in our league, because for us, we only had 1 league game. They've had a couple. We only had 1 league game. So kind of, and I think we played a very powerful league game. So, where do we go from here? This game's is gonna tell a lot. And you're right, that kid is a really good player. And they play him at some cornerback, and then he's played some safety, and then he's a receiver. Then they hand him off the ball on some jet sweeps and some. So they got like anybody else. They got a couple good players. They can always strike for a touchdown here or there.
Yeah, in defending them, it looked like they run the ball as much as they try to throw it.
Yeah, they like to run the ball a lot. They're very well coached. They really are. Like I said, I think a lot of their losses just are due to the fact that they're young. They got a young squad. When you watch them, in all of the games we watched them in the past, they did a lot of good things. That are, last year they ran some RPOs against us. They saw our middle linebackers blitzing a lot, and they hit us on it. This year we watched their Mercyhurst prep game, which they got killed, but you could see that they had the defense confused. They just couldn't capitalize on it because their players weren't as good as Mercyhurst preps. But they're coached very well, and they're a very sound football team, just young.
Well, Coach, I want to wish you the very, very best of luck as we all travel down to Titusville this Friday night. It's going to be a a great game, I think, and we're looking forward to it. I've seen a lot of good things out of the team this year, and it seems like they're coming very close together now to some things gelling. There were some passing plays at the end of the game there that seemed to go rather well, and then, of course, you had some nice performances from like Aiden Thomas on defense.
Yes.
We noticed him up in the booth, as well as the rest of the team. Some really nice performances out there, in a losing cause, of course, but playing against a very good football team. And Aiden seemed to defend extremely well against the pass when he was playing defense.
Absolutely, and he didn't even start earlier in the year, and he kind of earned his way onto the field. And he's playing tough as anybody, and he's a tough kid.
He is.
And he didn't back down from that. A lot of the night he was on that tight end. So I think he did a very good job. And the one time he fell down, what are you going to do? That happened, yeah. The one touchdown. So I think he played it very well. I think he had a good game, and I agree that the offense. I think Brandon's starting to get a little bit more comfortable at quarterback, and he had some big time throws and less mistakes. And he even ran the ball a couple of times that got some positive yards. Now it's just stringing it all along,
right,
to put a drive together instead of a big play here, a big play there.
I think he was surprised how well he ran the ball. There was a couple of broken plays when he was in the backfield, and all of a sudden he said, everyone's gone. I'm supposed to hand the ball off.
It's exactly what happened, But the funny thing is, with when that happens, and then he was kind of successful at it. Now this week in practice, he wants to carry the ball all the time, So it gave him that confidence, though, and that's what you need with some of these sophomores. They need the confidence. Like, yeah, we can play with these kids, even though they're bigger, faster, stronger. But we can play with them. We just got to believe in ourselves, So it was a good confidence builder for Brandon.
Coach, wish you the very, very best of luck Friday night.
Thank you.
You've been listening to another edition of the Chris Brecht State Farm Insurance Coaches Show here on 1360 WOW.